Alright, so for this video, I'm kind of doing a walkthrough of building a skateboard, a custom skateboard completely, all the way down from the bolts, wheels, trucks, grip tape to the board, and a little brief summary on each specific part. This is my new setup. It's a Dirty Boys board with primitive grip tape and Venture trucks with some cool black Spitfire wheels. So yeah, kind of just a hobby video because this is something I love to do. I love to skate, and so yeah, I figured I'd just do a little walkthrough of what building a skateboard is like, all the different things you need to know. If you're building one, hopefully this will help you. Or if you plan to build one or buy one, hopefully this will help you make your decision and purchase something that you'll enjoy riding, or build something that you'll be able to ride. So most skateboards come, when you buy the individual deck, wrapped in like this clear plastic. So obviously the most straightforward thing, don't scratch the deck, if you can help it, but let's get the plastic off. I haven't even, this is awesome for me, by the way. Like the feeling of starting to put together something that you spent a bunch of money on but you can't use. It's just like this feeling of completeness. Like, oh, you spent all the money, but now you actually get to like start playing with the toys you bought, I guess. For those of you who are curious, I don't know how many people know this, but it's a 8.5 diameter. Some people skate more narrow. This is definitely on the bigger end of actual skateboards. It's pretty wide. But coming from a longboarding background, this is what's comfortable to me. So, boom, got the little sticker off. Man, that was getting on my nerves. So, the next step is the grip tape. So, I'm just gonna start by saying I've never actually put grip tape on a board before. I usually buy my boards at a skate shop and have them grip it for me. Or I order them online and they come gripped, because that's like usually $5 to $10 extra online, and why would I not do that? So, but yeah, this time I have the custom grip. Primitive grip tape, their skateboarding company, and this is the Venom grip tape. So yeah, so what you kind of want to do, obviously there's this cover on the back to keep from the adhesives from sticking right now. I'll take that off in a second. But you want to find, like, you want to be able to hold the ends of the grip tape and then kind of hold them onto the tail and nose, just so that you can center it on the board. You'll start from the middle, pressing your hands outward to make sure the adhesive doesn't bubble up. You really don't want any bubbles on your grip tape, because it'll tear and water will get in it and all sorts of horrible, terrible reasons. So I'm gonna line it up like this. I feel like this should be straightforward, and I also feel like I could probably mess this up pretty easily. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah, there we go. Messed it up already. It's not great by any means, but it's not horrible, and I don't see or feel any bubbles. So that's a great first sign. All right, so then you need to, I think it's called scoring. and you're basically gonna like trace around the board, like the, I'll just show you. You can use anything, I'm just using a knife, but anything that's metal, see, this is kind of where I messed up. And it's fine because it's actually perfectly on the edge of this board, but if I would have gone any farther over, it wouldn't have been all the way on the board. So I got lucky, but just because I came really close. Which, for our sakes, might help this video, honestly. So. So you're gonna cut off the excess grip and it's gonna look something like this. Don't throw this away. We'll use this in the next step. Obviously I made a lot of mistakes. Like I said, this is the first time I've ever gripped a board. So I would say not bad. This is what it looks like. I mean, there's a few mistakes I would say. So right around this edge, I wish I could have done a little cleaner, but like around this side, I'm really happy with how it turned out. Again, right around this little edge, kind of came in a little bit, but this whole side turned out really clean. So for me, this is definitely a huge win. So at this point, there is excess grip that you've cut off now. It's gonna look like this. And it's essentially sandpaper. So you're gonna kind of just basically sand around the board. This is the basics. When it gets done, it should look roughly like this. You want grip on this side of the board, this concave. If you get the grip on the top of the board, you're good. It may not look the prettiest, and there's gonna be some people who have some crazy grip tape designs, but if you get grip on the top of your board, you'll be good. I mean, that's the goal, right? Especially if it's your first board that you're building. Just putting grip on by yourself is like a huge feat because it's kind of daunting at first because you don't want to mess it up, even though there's like not a whole lot to mess up. So now the holes are no longer visible, so you do it through the bottom part. You need something like narrow and sharpish so you can puncture a hole from the bottom without pulling the grip tape up, because you don't want to just shove your bolts through. Sometimes that rips up the grip tape, like rips up the grip tape coming through. So I found this old, like, I think it's for keychains. I'm not like 1000% sure, but yeah, so I'm just gonna use this. You go through the bottom, find your little hole, right? And then puncture through the board. I don't know how good the angle is, but that creates your like hole for the grip, for the, Cool, so now you have gripped your board and you have holes set up so you can put bolts through. The next piece, I would say, is putting together your truck setup. What you'll need is your bearings, your wheels, and your trucks. So usually with skate companies too, like when you buy a product, they usually will give you like stickers, which is, I mean, it's a small touch, but it, like, you know, it's nice when you spend a lot of money on something and you get a little something extra. So the sticker I just got is a cool little Spitfire sticker. Look at that. Love it. Love it, love it. Better be a sticker in here. Yeah! Sticker. Cool, so these are the bearings. I kind of shuffled them around, but this is how they come in a little box. Right, so now you've taken the bolt and one of the washers off. What I do is whatever side you want facing outside, do that one first. So I want the blue part of my wheels facing outwards. So I'm gonna do that first. And I put the bearing on right here. Pressing hard up against there because you have to get the bearing in. So now the bearing is set nice and neatly inside the wheel, right? And so this is the reason I do it this way. So now you put the other bearing, and this is the side that is going to be facing outward once again. Let me make sure I have the trucks right. Yeah. Yep. So. All right, cool. So now you have your wheel on, facing the right way that you want out. Man, those look so cool. And now you put that washer you took off on. And you put your bolt on. The nut. And see, super handy. The skate, you can find a skate tool in most skate shops slash like pro shops slash like any online skate shop for really cheap, like 10-15 bucks. And it will be a absolute lifesaver. I suggest getting one. I put off getting one for the longest time because I was like, I don't know, I have some tools, I don't need it. But it's like fits in your pocket and it has every tool you would need to like make adjustments to your skateboard. And it works well. It's not like difficult to use or anything. Like it works well. All right, so that took me probably about 30 minutes to get both these set up the way I wanted. So now, if you have been following along or if you're just watching, I'm at the point where I have 2 complete truck setups with bearings, wheels, and trucks, right? So now I'm ready to put them on the board. Now there's some trucks that are inverted where the kingpin goes on the outside. This is the kingpin, but most skateboards, the kingpins are on the insides facing each other. I have a couple longboards where the trucks are inverted, so they're like this, kingpins are on the outside, but that's not normally the case. That's abnormal. This is pretty normal for a setup for them to be facing each other. If you do it the other way around, like you invert it and you put the kingpins facing outside, when you turn left you'll go right, and when you turn right you'll go left. Everything is just the opposite, which is absolutely terrible, and as soon as you get on your board you'll immediately realize you did it wrong. This is the right way. When you turn left you'll go left, when you turn right you'll go right. No drill, because I'm too lazy to go get a drill. I'm gonna put the bolts in, nuts in, and I'm not filming this because it's boring.